Hello, graphic design students. We are working on our concert poster final, and we are learning about the most important thing in regards to visual communication and graphic design in general. It is the backbone of all graphic design projects. It is called typography. And in typography, you have to learn something called hierarchy of information so that your eyes don't get bored, your viewers' eyes don't get bored, they don't get confused, and they don't get disgusted. So we're going to learn how to use great typography and find out what Gravit can do for us on our posters. So open up Gravit. And then what you're going to do is usually you go new design, but remember the last tutorial, I went ahead and started a concert poster. So I'm going to just go ahead and use that. And since I know that it was something I made recently, just yesterday, I can go to open recent for that and look at there, looky there, looky there. There she is. There she is. Okay. So now let's explore the type tool and see what special effects. I know I've provided for you plenty of tutorials on how to use the text tool, but we haven't really looked to see what we could do even further. So I'm going to go ahead and help you out with that. I'm going to click on the text tool, and then I'm going to go ahead and let's start off with Harry Styles, right? And look at my alignment. Do you see that my text box will ensure that I am aligned within the edge, the left edge and the right edge of the photo. Now, in postmodernism, alignment is not necessarily a thing, but you do have to, if you're going with something that's not a postmodernist poster, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be looking at alignment with you. If you'll refer to today's examples in the slides, look at how things are aligned in those posters. Even if they're not on alignment axes like this, they are probably in other sort of alignment, like a center balance alignment. Anyway, so here's our text, and I'm going to type out Harry Styles. Right, and we know that this is not sufficient for a headline. If it's a header, we have to make it really big. Now, our last tutorial said we start with the smaller text first. I tend to disagree. You go with what works for you. I've always started with the giant headline, and then because that's the most important thing that draws somebody in it, and then everything else filters down from there. But I am not the boss. I am not the #1 graphic designer on the planet, but I do know that the headline is very important in style. So Open Sans might be way too boring for this. So I'm going to look for something, like I said, I really love the thick, chunky fonts. I love, well, he likes that like kind of 80s kind of feel. This plaster is kind of interesting. I was looking for something like Cooper, but I know they don't have Cooper on here. I'm just going to go, for the sake of just trying to get this over and done with, I'm going to go ahead and go with that plaster. Looked really kind of interesting to me. So let me go back to the piece. Sorry guys, I'm taking you on a typography field trip in Gravit design, right? Let's see, we're getting closer. LMNOPPP plaster. All right, Harry Styles. And then that's not readable. Readability is king. I'm gonna try maybe let's try 48. Not enough. And then maybe, I wish this were more like Cooper. Let's pretend that it's the font that I really wanted. Okay, still not big enough. You might have to, once you hit 72, you might have to custom. The S isn't touching the edge and alignment over there, so I'm going to custom put in my mechanical specifications. I'm going to try like maybe 90 points. And that was a little too big because it dropped down to the next line, so I'm going to try 88 points. Wow, okay, 85 points. Where'd it go? My text disappeared on me, guys. Hold on. All right. Well, I'm not quite sure where the text went. There it is. Try one more time. 85. All right. Well, it's still not doing it. Maybe I have to back it up a little bit. Yeah, it's still a little bit clustery. We don't want clustery, do we? And I got to keep it in alignment. So really look at where your text is going. Let's try 82. Ah, there it is. All right, and then maybe black is a little bit strong, so maybe I'm going to turn this white to kind of like pull out the white from his pants. So I'm going to go ahead and remember thinking about your typeface choices. Now the white's hard to read kind of too. Maybe I need another space between styles, and so maybe it's still just a little bit too big because it reads all together, and that's really bad typography as well. So I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going to try 79. And try to put the space between there. Yeah, it's just not working. And I'm getting frustrated in this tutorial. So I'm sure if I'm getting frustrated as the teacher, I know you are too. So let me just see. I think it just needs a little hair more space. Let's see how much space I need on either side. Okay, and then notice the H is off alignment. So really check your alignment. I'm using the arrow tools if the mouse is jumping. There, look at that. The H is still in alignment with the photo and the S is still in alignment with the photo, so that's good. But the white is still maybe not easy to read. So let's try a couple of styles, all right? I'm gonna go down here into the special effects to see there's things that we could do where we create, we typically don't put borders or what's called in Illustrator a stroke around it. But, you know, headlines we can get away with a lot more. Now, I'm right here it's showing. Yesterday I couldn't find out how to mess with borders, but look at what happened when I put a little thick black border. Do you guys see the difference? Huge difference. So if you need to add a little highlight of another border, of a little bit of a different color, try that. You typically don't do that anywhere but headlines in graphic design. It's generally a no-no. But you can for headlines if you do it right and it's not obnoxious and it doesn't change the style of the font. There's also something called special effects. So let's see what else we can do. If you can blur, which won't be good typography. You can do color overlays, color adjust. You can mirror. Let's see what mirror looks like. I'm not seeing where it's mirroring at all. I'm going to try one more time by scrolling over everything. Let's see if I can get mirror. I can't see it because of this. Do you guys see how the start 15-day trial is like really annoying me? I can't see what's going on underneath there. So I'm going to see if I can change anything to get underneath there. Let's try this. Ah, there we go. All right, so mirroring. Well, I'm not seeing where it's a mirroring anything yet. That's something we might want to look up a tutorial on. Mirroring would be where it flips it upside down like a mirror. All right, and then let's go ahead and look at a drop shadow. Sometimes you guys might want to put a drop shadow. Do you see how it made the typography pop a little bit? Now, some of the special effects that you can do in Illustrator would be to bend the text or warp it. So I'm going to see what's under more because I know this isn't Illustrator. So I also have to discover, okay, that is not a lot. Let's try artistic. Let's try artistic then distortion. Artistic. Oh, this is interesting. So there's dot screen. Don't know how that's going to work. Yeah, it's trying to tempt me into other things. It's a pro. I didn't see that word pro over there. So, okay, artistic's not going to work for us. Let's try distortion. So they're also, yep, I was right. That's why we can't bulge or fisheye or bend or swirl our typefaces because it's a pro level skill set. So in this case, guys, I hate to say it, but I don't think we're going to be able to do in Gravit any of the things that I would like to be able to teach you, where you go ahead and bend your text or you warp it, but you can experiment. Now listen very carefully. You can experiment with things like, what if you wanted to run your text like the Katy Perry video, right? Notice that that's how it mirrored it. Did you guys see that? Watch this. So if you want to know that you're hitting the exact 90-degree angle, hold the shift key and it will snap so that way it's not crooked. Look at where it's blurring. Do you guys see where it's blurring at? That's cool. Okay, so I'm going to redo my poster. I'm going to let Harry Styles' name mirror down there, and I'm going to take this photo and using the shift key and the mouse, never stretch an image. I'm going to move it off the typography a little bit. And then there we go. I've got like a fun headline It's still a little hard to read. The font's not my favorite font, but it was fun and playful. And then maybe I'll go ahead and put the information down here somewhere. So I've still got I still should have some more continuity though. Like it'd be fun to play with some more shapes down this way. But then the rest of the type, if I used a big headline like that, then when you go and click on your text box and you put like maybe the next important thing, what do we want to see next? If we were to go see a concert and we know it's Harry Styles, what's the next thing you would look for on a concert poster?
Track list or like the songs.
No, because I think you wouldn't care if you really love your favorite band. You don't care what's being played. You'll know,
Price.
yeah, what's that?
When or where?
Price.
Yeah, where? Well, price. I think where, because like the price won't matter if it's in another country. You need to know, like, if I go, oh my God, Harry Styles is playing in California, where? If it's in San Diego, I can't make it in San Diego, so I'm gonna just ignore it. And then if I see a Harry Styles concert ticket, if I saw a big price, $179, I would be like, oh hell no, I can't afford that. Like, I'm not going, and I immediately wouldn't look. They suck you in. Like if you look at the examples, um, they suck you in with, if we look at the posters that are already pre-existing, which of course they're not going to show because nobody likes me right now. Okay, why are my Google Docs continually fighting with me? Oh, that's week 7. Where did week 8 go? That's odd. So in today's examples, I might have accidentally closed out week 8's slides. But if you look on today, and I just don't have time for this nonsense. I don't have time for this. This is all of our lives right now, and this is really frustrating. But if you look at week 8's examples, you'll see no, the price is definitely not the big, yeah, I accidentally closed it out. The price is definitely not the issue. It's going to be the location. So let's go ahead and do San Francisco. Oops, if I could spell, that'd be a great thing. I can go to San Francisco. So in hierarchy of information, this would be the next biggest thing. Maybe I'll make it bold, right? To show, yeah, there we go. I do like that bold. And then we'd probably want to make that really big. You can play around, you guys, with the spacing between the characters and the whole entire word, and you can make your lines. This is, remember, kerning and tracking and leading. In here, they call, because this is the Knockoff Designer app, spacing between characters is the space in between the individual letters, like kerning. The space between the whole entire word is called tracking, and that's where you add space between. So watch what happens when I add space, or I guess in this case, take away space. Let me go ahead and add space. So I can make San Francisco go all the way across. So let's try 5. Okay, that's might be, I don't know why it's going to the next line. But anyways, just try playing around with that. I'm going to undo and try just making, since it doesn't like that very much, I'm going to go ahead and just try making it a little bit bigger. I could keep fussing with Saltate. Typography, it will be, as you can tell, just me as your teacher fussing around with typography on the screen is taking a long time, and I'm not even seriously considering any of these choices. This is just me. There we go. That helps a little bit. Me trying to help you guys out, figure some stuff out, and kind of realize what you're doing. So in alignment, now San Francisco looks really funny between the Harry Styles. Like I really do like Harry Styles over here, but I feel the S between the letters. So, but in hierarchy of information, think about like your headline being the biggest, and then the location, and then go smaller down to date, time, date and time, and then smaller on possibly the website where you buy the tickets. Don't ever put the price of a ticket on an actual concert poster. You want to suck people in with the idea of going to the concert, because then people are more than likely going to pay whatever. Once you're invested emotionally in the concert, you're going to pay whatever it takes to go to that concert. And if you put a price on a ticket in public like that out front, it will deter a lot of people who might actually go, oh, I can save up for that because this is going to be like the legendary concert of the year. So again, hierarchy of information is using the different type tools that are available in Gravit and showing what the most important information is. And you're going to be moving your type around a lot. You're going to be experimenting with, like, if you want to turn it in different directions, you know, if you want to put type in inside shapes to be cutesy, but it always should be, looking at your poster, again, I'm going to repeat it one last time, so I hope everyone's listening. I want to know who is playing, where it's at, and then, and like what time, and then how do I buy my tickets? If you want to find the icons online to put the little Instagram, like a lot of concerts are advertised through Instagram and things like that. I've had a lot of students put the information down there, like the cute little icons, and you can get those online as PNGs and put them in the document by going file, and then you can go ahead and either you know, you can import by placing an image, or you can go here like we saw yesterday where you go up to your little image thumbnail and you can place the image there. All right, so either way, you can go to file import, or you can go to image import, or place image, I'm sorry, like the little thumbnail, and go place image. Either way, there's always more than one way to do something, usually in Illustrator, so I'm not surprised there's more than one way to do it and grab it. But that's it, just some basics of how to play around with different styles and scales of size for your typography. I could go on forever, but it'll probably bore you. I'd rather you spend this time designing. Play around with your typography. If I see just all the same font size, all the same font or typeface, I will immediately kick it back to you. All right, you have to play around with and look towards what